We've got some major announcements coming today for the channel. If you're a fan, you don't want to miss it. Or if you hate me, this is the intel on what I'm doing next, which might be important if you're trying to cast a hex or a spell against me. All that and more in today's video. Hey guys, this is Justin. Hello and welcome to another video. So it's 2025, Skeleton Crew is over. I thought now would be a good time to provide a little channel update, talk about some things that I'll be changing on my end, some things you guys can look forward to, and of course also solicit any feedback from you all, because if you're watching this video, you're probably one of the OGs, or at least someone who watches a lot of my videos, and of course the community's opinion means the most to me. So a State of the Union first of all. I talked in December about how I was dealing with some really serious copyright claims on this channel, basically hundreds of videos being claimed. It was from a company known as Hawk Music. I'm actually currently in talks with YouTube to see if we can punish them somehow. The system is bent against us, but the good news is we're no longer getting new claims, and most, or at least many of the old claims have been released. I think they still have like 50 or 60 of my videos they're siphoning money from, but with a catalog of over 2,000, I've always got a proportion of my income being nibbled away by pariahs. So it is what it is. It's not an existential threat anymore. Thanks for all the support there. Funny enough, as some of you may know, I run multiple channels on YouTube, and one of my passion projects, or at least it started out as a passion project, was my hockey channel eawx. And of course, YouTube saw that I was enjoying myself and also doing well, so the copyright demon reared its ugly head over there as well, except I'll admit, these claims at least have a logical basis. Essentially, the NHL cracked down on my channel and all the other NHL commentary channels. Thankfully, that also seems to be fixed, and I'm not going to talk too much about that here, but if you want details, check out eawx Hockey. I only mention that because it's a good reminder that, for one, my time on this platform is probably limited. Someday, you'll log on to YouTube and the eawx empire will be lost to the sands of time. Hopefully, that's, far away from now, but also where I've got increasing responsibilities now, employees, contractors, people who want my money. So we're going to continue to diversify, and I've got two ways that I will be doing so, which I think overall will be interesting. First, merch. Now, my channel had merch in the past. I sold the Eckhart's Ladder shirt. Many of you have purchased that. I threw together a couple of designs, which for some reason I think are no longer available on Teespring. But to be honest, they were never something I focused on a lot, and they were never meant to be. Like, I wasn't trying to make money for them. I was just honestly creating merch that you guys could get into your hands, and I think I probably gave away more than was actually bought. With that being said, I do think there are some fun opportunities to create Eckhart's Ladder merchandise. Obviously, I'm going to be careful where Star Wars is involved and Disney is Disney, and I don't want to, get on anyone's bad side. But I think there's some really fun potential there. I love stickers, for example. I'm slowly covering up the glass door on my beer fridge in my office, so I'd like to get new sticker designs out monthly, if not more frequently. So I've commissioned several artists. We've got lots of cool ideas. One random one I was thinking about is I want to get those codes from Jedi Knight, which Kyle Katarn has to configure to open the door. I want to get those on a sticker for some reason. But we'll get stickers, we'll get glassware, hats, shirts. If I'm going to do it, though, I'm going to do it right. So that's the big thing. So on that note, if you've got ideas, please let me know. And also, if you're an artist, you should send me an email. My address can be found on the channel page. You got to prove you're not a robot. So robots, get your human to help you. If you do want me to look at your work, here's what I'm going to ask. Include example artwork, keeping in mind what I've talked about, stickers. If you think your art could translate well to some of the stuff I've mentioned, include it. And also include a price sheet. I pay people that work for me. I don't want handouts, and I don't want to take advantage of anyone. So give me your numbers. And I also will be getting most likely lots of emails in the coming days, so I don't want to play the game where I'm pussyfooting around trying to figure out what you want. Just be straight up with me, and if I like your art, I'm sure we can work something out. The other note, though, we will be restarting the Eckhart's Ladder Patreon. It's technically running right now. Most of the users have atrophied away, which I completely understand. I've always had the difficulty of wanting to create these things for the community, but just generally being overwhelmed by the amount of work everything takes. The Patreon's a great example. I had these goals to do little things like get questions more frequently involved or generate end screens with credits, which will be constantly updated. And it just wasn't happening because those little things, and I forget these sometimes, the little things add up so quickly. You know, something that, oh, it's only half an hour. Well, that's half an hour every day. And for me personally, the more little things I have to do, whether it's doing a sponsor ad read and getting it for approval, or even signing a document, the more I get overwhelmed. I get sort of a bandwidth error where there's so much stuff that I can't even work. So to make sure that this doesn't happen again, because I have tried to relaunch the Patreon one or two other times, I've actually hired someone who will be managing my Patreon as part of his full-time responsibilities. So what that means is he's going to force me to do all the things that I need to do, while also taking care of anything that doesn't need my tender, loving care. To be clear, if you join the Patreon and you are expecting extra content, guess what? The content will be made by me. And I've got some fun ideas. I think the tiers are really fair. Like, we're still doing the book club, and if you get in at, I think it's $1.50, you get full voting rights on the books we cover and stuff. There will be a new poll out on our next novel soon, but higher tiers gain you more things. For example, once we hit a certain number of patrons, I'm going to release our first movie commentary. I'm actually not sure what it's going to be. That's something you guys can vote on. Maybe it'll be the Ewok movie. Maybe it'll be A New Hope. Maybe it will be something not related at all to Star Wars. That is up for you all to decide, and I look forward to reading all of your feedback. But the patron bonuses will go further than that. I'm going to make sure that Arash, who is helping me with the Patreon, is really good at soliciting your guys' questions and feeding them directly to me so I can't ignore them. Of course, if you're not interested, I fully understand. I personally scaled back some of my Patreon donations because I made enemies with the people I was supporting. No, I'm just joking. Money is tight right now. Totally understand. So if you just want to watch, totally fine. If you just want to get in at the $1.50 tier, hey, totally cool. And I think some of the stickers we create are also going to make their way to patrons of a certain tier. Again, we'll figure this stuff out. It's still very new, but I'm going to link to the Patreon down below. If you are interested in joining, you can take a look at the rewards as they currently exist. Things will change slightly over the next couple of weeks, but again, you guys' support means a lot, and my goal will really be, especially with Rash's help, to develop value and deliver value as well. That takes me to my final point, and this was a tough decision that I made last week. So a lot of you probably know that there was an Eckhart's Ladder Discord. It used to be very, very active. You guys might not know this, but I'm sure some of you remember I was actually partnered with Discord. Not just partnered, but they sponsored the channel and they sponsored promotion of the server. So the Eckhart's Ladder Discord ballooned to, it must have been 15,000 users at its peak. Even the other day with many purges, we were at 7,000 or 8,000, although the active number of users dropped significantly. The thing is, the Discord was so active at a time when my family was adding kids and I was taking on other responsibilities that I just wasn't very active. And the culture of the server moved away from something that I was just really familiar with. But I also realized that the server ended up becoming, honestly, a hangout space and an important community center for a lot of people. Well, a few people anyway, not thousands anymore, but hundreds of people who remain there. So I decided to not delete the server, but release it. So the former Eckhart's Ladder server is no longer the Eckhart's Ladder server. It's whatever they want. I'm not involved anymore, but I wish them the best. However, we are going to start a new one. I think I might invite some of the old mod team to join if they want to, and some of them have expressed interest. However, I might keep it to patrons only just so this doesn't happen again. Right now I've got it so you've got to be a $5 patron or whatever the lowest tier is to join. I may put it so that anyone at the $1.50 tier can, or perhaps anyone overall. But to be honest, I'm a little concerned about it spiraling out of control again, because I just know myself. if it becomes a complete mess with thousands of people, I'm just not going to be around to check it much, and I think that removes a lot of the value. Also, one final thing you may have noticed, I've probably put Empire War gameplay over this video. We've been uploading new campaigns to the X2 channel for the first time in a couple of years. I'm really trying to get that revitalized. We're planning a podcast as well. It's been a ton of fun, so I'll link to that with everything else down below. So those are my basic thoughts. That's the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts on everything, of course, and I look forward to seeing you guys when I see you. Bye-bye.